Duke football with a huge game this Saturday against Miami. And this man, he's like our teacher. ESPN college football insider Trevor Matich with us. And like a teacher, you came prepared with #2 pencils today.
#2 pencils.
Is there a test ahead of this for me?
There is a test. It's a pop quiz, and the whole semester rides on it, so I hope you're ready.
Okay, let's go. What have you noticed in particular about this Blue Devils team this season?
No one gets more out of the sum of the parts than Duke. I mean, they've got individual players that would be at home on any starting roster in the conference, like receiver Jamison Crowder. But mostly, they have guys that work together so that the whole is more than the sum of the parts. And it's kind of like this pencil, where if you have an individual Duke player out there against an individual player at the top of the conference as an opponent, very often what you'll see is that individual Blue Devil won't be able to hang on. But what you also see is that that's not what happens with Duke football. On tape, you see a Duke player going up to make a play. Then what you see is another Duke player show up to help him at the last second when he's about to get wiped out. And then when they're about to get wiped out, here comes another and another, until finally what ends up happening is you've got what your Pee Wee football, your Pop Warner football coach taught you, which is if we all are together, we're strong. And this is why Duke is 7-2. And it starts with freshman defensive back DeVon Edwards, who had 3 non-offensive touchdowns last week in the game against NC State. 2 of them were pick sixes like this. One was a 100-yard kickoff return. And he's about 5'9" if his feet are swollen. This is a little guy, but with a nose for the football and a nose for the end zone, much like Honey Badger of LSU. But like Honey Badger, he has help. Now, another look at this play shows that when he catches this ball, he'll get surrounded by the Wolfpack, but 7 different teammates will throw a critical block. Some of those blocks are not really devastating, but every one of them is important. When we get up to block number 6, you're going to see the devastating block. This one's going to be a wipeout. Bang! But other than that, this becomes a kickoff return. 7 guys throw a block, and the other 3 Blue Devils just didn't have anybody to hit. They ran out of guys to hit. Now, Duke has 4 different running backs that average more than 5 yards per carry. 8 different receivers that average more than 10 yards per catch. And it's putting everybody together with everybody supporting one another that has got this team 7-2. If they can knock off Miami, then they have a chance to go into the final of the Coastal Division, at least tied for the division championship with the potential of winning a tiebreaker and going to play possibly, definitely, Florida State in the conference championship game. And the reason they have done it is because nobody is better at putting all the parts together in a strong whole than Duke.
It is show and tell both on the film and with #2 pencils here this morning by Trevor Matich.